1, 2, 3, 4, test. 1, 2, 3, 4, test. One, two, three, four, test. 1, 2, 3, 4, test.
Oh.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and live.
Cheers! Good evening, quizzers. We are live for tonight's big bloody quiz with me, Al Murray, the pub landlord. And what an amazing thing it is to be speaking to you via the medium of the internet, invented, of course, by the British during the Second World War in order to beat Stephen Hawking. I don't know. Anyway, here we are. I have questions. In my hand, but most importantly, I have you at home, you beautiful, beautiful quizzing people. And not only that, let me tell you one thing. Before we get going, we have raised already our target of 5,000 beautiful British pounds. That's right. Or as it's now known, $5,000. Anyway, no, we've actually done it. We've done it. We're terribly excited, which means we could stop now, couldn't we? That was our target. We could just stop, couldn't we? But I'm getting vigorous shaking of head from the charity itself, who seem to require more readies. So, keep on putting your money in. We're going to up it to $6,000 and see if you can make that. So we're going to leave you with a trail of breadcrumbs fundraising wise. And why are we fundraising? Well, simple enough. Simple enough, this, right? It's a charity. It's called DKMS, yeah, .org.uk. Originally a German charity, but we're friends with them now. And what this is all about, right, is blood stem cell donation. Simple as that. There are blood cancers out there. Wicked, horrible diseases that will take you down in no time at all. And they're very often the only actual way of getting remission or even a cure to these diseases is a blood stem cell donation. It's as simple as that. So how can you help? Well, either you could put some money in the pot so that DKMS can make sure that blood stem cell donations occur, or even better than that, you can sign up on their site, register, you get sent a great big swab, you wipe it round your gob, you put it in the post, yeah, and then you're on the register. Yeah, you're on there. Well, it's not that kind of register. Calm down, sir. Not the kind you get for, yeah, behave yourself, all of you. No, it's not that, no, behave yourself. It's not that kind of register. You get on a special DNA, not that kind of DNA register either. You lot are mucky. Right, anyway, the point is, you get on a special list. It's a special list, right? And maybe your blood type, your blood stem cell type's not like, this is nothing like donating blood, by the way. It's completely different, right? You will turn out to be the actual blood stem cell donor for someone out there who has blood cancer, and you could possibly save their life. So in many ways, it's like buying a lottery ticket, but someone else wins. You end up a potential lifesaver. Now, obviously, those of you watching will have noticed something, the full head of hair here. I am the COVID-19 miracle. That's right. It's an ill wind that blows no one any good. I was bald as a coot in March, and now look at it. Luxurious, lengthy locks. I daren't cut it for fear it never comes back. Right. Now, we're accompanied by a beautiful British pint. And like I said, we've made it to $5,000, but keep on bunging the money in, yeah? The GoFundMe, yeah? GoFundMe.com/ big bloody, oh God, you know these fucking links. I've cursed now, finally. We've broken the seal on the cursing, and I'm spilling my drink trying to read my list. There we go. That's right, GoFundMe.com/ Al Murray's bloody big quiz. Right, but you know that, you're watching, right? Hello to everyone on YouTube. It's nice of you to step away from the DIY videos you've been watching. This, I know, how to fix a slow closing toilet seat. It's a remarkable thing that someone's made a video about that, isn't it? And of course, those of you on Facebook battling your way through right-wing memes, which are all total common sense, of course. And God bless you for joining us. Now, we have some quiz teams who've joined us. And we want your quiz names, right? We want your team names to come in to us via the internet, and we will read them out, providing they're clean and or, not like libelous or anything. Right? Oh, God, blimey. Oh, this is live, is it? Have we got a lawyer on this? We haven't. Is any of this team libel qualified? I could probably say what I like, can't I? Within the moment, we'll put it down to fair comment. Okay, our team names are Quizmas is coming. Strong. Right, that's a pun, right? And it's got quiz in it, and it reminds us of Christmas, which is, of course, cancelled, thanks to this fucking government. You know what? This government needs to get its finger out, doesn't it? Get its bloody finger out right now and put all its money it possibly can into coming up with a vaccine. We need British boffins on this to come up with a vaccine so that I can refuse to take it. Right. The delay is ruining my fun. We have more quiz team names. Team D-Ream. Right, that's things can only get better. I believe, that was 23 years ago, they said that, wasn't it? Didn't pan out. And Penny and the Cool Cats, of course, and Lauren and the Winners, who are trying to load their dice. But, shall we start the quiz? Shall we do that? I think we should start the quiz. And never forget, ladies and gentlemen, right? This pandemic, this is our blitz, isn't it? This is our blitz. You sat at home watching the video, live transmission, whilst eating pizza in the comfort of your own home, at us respectfully distanced. Our blitz. Right, here we go. You're playing for glory, by the way. There is no prize. Pure glory. Pure glory and the glory of helping DKMS in their efforts to beat blood cancer. Right, round one. General knowledge. Stand by. Quizmaster's privilege. Here we go. Round one. General knowledge. Here we go. Crack it. Oh, that one's a little keen. Okay. Heavens, took myself by surprise there, ladies and gentlemen. Who was, question one, and this is 4 rounds, by the way, 4 rounds, unless we run out of time, 4 rounds of 10 questions. I will do the answers at the end. You will mark yourselves fairly, and you're not going on Google to get these answers. Here we go. Who was the first British woman ever to reach the #1 spot in the UK with a song she had written herself? Clever girl. Yeah, a song she'd written herself. It happened in 1978. Cast your mind back. Top of the pops. It's certainly a memory that scorched upon my memory bank. Anyway, you probably know the answer. Question 2. Sandra Bullock, Natalie Portman, Leonardo DiCaprio, the boy-faced man, Michael Fassbender. He's Irish and he's German. What's going on there? Kim Cattrall, Prince Philip. Yeah, enough said. Bill Clinton and Renee Zellweger. Other than English, which European language can they speak more or less fluently? That's a good one, isn't it? Yeah, so Sandra Bullock, Natalie Portman, Leonardo DiCaprio, and yeah, trick question possibly, Michael Fassbender. I gave it away a bit there. Kim Cattrall, Prince Philip, Bill Clinton and Renee Zellweger. Other than English, which European language can they all speak more or less fluently? And it's a tough language because you've got to know what you're going to say at the end of the sentence before you even start the beginning. Yeah. You do. You've got to know. Anyway, right. Question 3. Which disease was finally eradicated in 1980? 184 years after Edward Jenner first vaccinated someone against it. Of course, vaccination very much on people's minds at the moment. Yeah, you should know that one. Yeah. You got that? Have you got that? Yeah, Lauren and the winners, have you got that? Okay, good, right. Okay. Question 4. It's a topical question. It's about students. Oh, you all went to uni to get your leg over and now you're trapped in a flat with each other, being forced to have sex with each other and do drugs and eat pizza. It's the worst time of your lives. Okay, question 4. In terms of, and they're studying, these young students these days. They actually turn up to study because they've had to pay for the education. What a shocking development. In terms of the number of students it has, which university is the largest in Britain? Tricky. Have a think. Okay. In terms of the number of students it has, which university is the largest in Britain? Right, okay, this is a question with a geographical bent. Question 5. If you flew due east from London City Airport, which is the airport where planes actually land in the city, it's terrifying. It's terrifying. I wouldn't recommend it. Right, it's terrifying. You come in, there's the Excel Centre. Christ, I'm going to hit the shard. Right, if you flew due east from London City Airport, after crossing the British coast, which country would be the next you flew over? Any Veterans of Bomber Command probably be able to tell you that one. You're flying due east. Is that which way are we facing this building? Anyone know? You see, this is the thing. Media types working on this. They don't know north, south, east, west. They don't know. They put it in the Google Maps, don't they? I'm being told that east is that way. No. It turns out east is the other way. Yeah, you see, he's on the reciprocal. Right, okay, so if you flew due east from London City Airport, after crossing the British coast, London City Airport is always, the flight's cheaper, but it's 8 hours in traffic to get there. London City Airport, after crossing the British coast, which country would you be the next one you flew over? Due east, that way, okay. Question 6. Which famous scientist was hauled up in front of an Inquisition in Rome in 1633 for daring to assert that the Earth moved around the sun. A loony. Obviously it doesn't. The Earth revolves around London. Everyone knows that. It's not science, it's an opinion. And what's more important in this day and age? Opinion or science? Yeah, bit of satire for you there. Right. Which famous scientist was hauled in front of the Inquisition in Rome in 1633 for daring to assert the Earth moved around the sun? And what we've got clever people in this room with me. What was it he said under his breath, supposedly? He said, "Yet still it moves," didn't he, in Latin? Something like that. So probably quantus ergo sum, something like that. Let's not worry about it. It's not, well, you don't. That's not the answer. You don't need to know that. Question 7. What name is shared by an American state capital, a London borough, and a town in North Yorkshire for whom William Hague was once the MP? Good old William Hague. 15 pints when he was 8. That's what he said, didn't he? He said he drank 15 pints a morning when he was 8 years old. No wonder his hair fell out. What name was shared by an American state capital, a London borough, and a town in North Richmond for whom William Hague was once the MP? Right. Question 8. Of all the countries that play Test cricket, and you know what? I've just seen the answer to this, and I'm really unhappy about it. Right. This is like, say you get milk delivered. Some people still do in this day and age, and you leave it out overnight, and it's curdled because it wasn't as cold as you thought it was. That's what the answer to this question is like. It's like a disappointing curdled pint of blue top milk, and a big lump of what is essentially cheese falls onto your cornflakes when you were hoping for the... anyway, anyone who has milk delivered, though, has got ideas above their station. Go to the corner shop. Of all the countries that play Test cricket, which is the only one that won its first Test match? I'm unhappy about this answer. Time machine. Wouldn't go and kill Hitler. I'd go and ball tamper on this test. That's what I'd do. Right. Question 9. The boundary between Suffolk and Cambridgeshire passes through which racecourse? Two contrasting counties there. One full of brains. The other one Suffolk. Which racecourse does the boundary between Suffolk and Cambridgeshire pass through? That's question 9. Question 10. Kerrs Pink, Russet Burbank, Aaron... These aren't people who wrote The West Wing, by the way. Kerrs Pink, Russet Burbank, Aaron Pilot, Pentland Crown and Desiree. That was her song, wasn't it? I have never seen a ghost. I'd rather eat a piece of toast. Isn't that... She sang that, didn't she? Yeah. People used to buy any old records in the old days when they weren't in video games. Right, and Desiree are all types of which foodstuff? Kerrs Pink, Russet Burbank, Aaron Pilot, Pentland Crown and Desiree, all types of which foodstuff? Now, I'm going to read some of these again, because some of you aren't able to keep up. What's that? Question 1. Okay. All right. Who was the first British woman ever to reach the number 1 spot in the UK with the song she had written herself? It happened in 1978. First woman to self-pen a number 1 hit. 1978. Question 2. Bullock, Portman, DiCaprio, Fassbender, Cattrall, Philip. Well, that's not Prince Philip's surname, is it? Prince. No, he's not Prince either. What is he? Battenberg, isn't he? Windsor. Bill Clinton, Renee Zellweger. What language, other than English, European language, they speak fluently? Pretty much. Right? Which disease was finally eradicated in 1980, 184 years after Edward Jenner first vaccinated someone against it? And what he did is he got someone else's kid and tested it on them, rather than one of his own children. It still worked, though, just as well it worked, didn't it? Right, okay. Which university has the most students in it? Largest in Britain, most students in Britain, largest number of students. Which university is the largest in Britain? Question 5. If you flew due east from London City Airport after crossing the British coast, which country would be the next you flew over? Question 6. Which famous scientist was hauled in front of an Inquisition in Rome? Yeah, in 1633 for daring to assert that the Earth moved around the sun. That's right, yeah. He was trolling the Pope, basically. Yeah, you can troll the Pope in all sorts of different ways, but he decided to do it, with geometry of the planets. Oh, God, dear, some people this bloke needed a life. Question 7. What name is shared by an American state capital, a London borough, and a town in North Yorkshire for William Hague? William Hague. I am leader of the Conservative Party, and it's not going very well. It's like watching Spitting Image, isn't it? Except the puppet's got hair for some reason. Okay, what name is that? Question 8. Of all the countries that play Test cricket, which is the only one that won its first Test match? I am not happy about this. The boundary, question 9, the boundary between Suffolk and Cambridgeshire passes through which racecourse? And question 10, Curls Pink, Russet Burbank, Arran Pilot, Pentland Crown and Desiree are all types of which foodstuff? They're not horn players with Earth, Wind and Fire. Okay, and I have some notes. I've been handed some notes by the team, but at a respectful distance. Mind you, hey, 2 metres, we've left the EU. Metric, what's going on? Thanks a lot, Boris. Right, okay. We have some more quiz names. Here we go. Quizzards of Oz. Very strong, very strong. It's a pun with wizards, but quizzards instead of wizards. Genius. It's that sort of, that is the kind of thing that's going to keep us going on a Tuesday night, isn't it? Geronimo Gerbils. That's clearly a reference. That's an in-joke amongst the Geronimo Gerbils. Maybe have you spent the lockdown getting gerbils to jump off tall buildings and then you dub on them shouting Geronimo? I don't know. Twatus Maximus. All right, back off. Wizard Horse. I would have gone for Quizzard Horse there, but there you are. And no offence. Oh, that's like Noah, like with the ark, and then fence, like someone who moves stolen goods on for you. Fantastic, excellent work. And then Sean Temple says, I missed that. Hubby needs to shut up. So Sean's hubby, shut up. That's 2 of us saying that to you this evening. Yeah, it's like you've been ganged up on by the internet. And Catherine and Stephen, a very good cause. I had a transplant in 2013. I am very grateful. And there you go, you see, ladies and gentlemen. Right? We talk about this blood stem cell thing, and here's someone right here who had the transplant, whose life was saved. So, as well as donating, and we've broken through the £5,000 barrier. We've done it, right? As well as donating, you could always get on the register and find out if you are eligible, eligible to donate blood stem cells, because it's dead easy. In fact, what might happen is you just go on the computer, right, and they never call you, right? They never call you. So it's like the perfect date, right? You do the thing required, then you never have to speak to them again. It's perfect. Right, so here we go. Round 1. Round 1 answers. You ready? Stand by. And you're marking yourselves. And we require honesty, right? We require honesty. Because what we're going to do at the end is we're going to figure out if you get 0 to 10 out of 40, you're bloody awful. If you're 10 to 20, you're bloody average. 20 to 30, bloody good. And bloody brilliant, 30 to 40, right? And I'm sure you're all going to do really, really well on this, aren't you? Of course you are. You're going to do really, really well. So here we go. Question 1. It was Kate Bush. Crikey. Oh, go on. Well, no, you're on YouTube now. I was going to say go on YouTube and have a look. Kate Bush in that leotard. Wuthering Heights. Heathcliff. It's me. It's Kathy. I've come home. Good. Wouldn't mind her banging on my window. Okay. Question 2. Sandra Bullock. What was she in? She was in Speed, wasn't she? Natalie Portman. She's in the Star Wars movies, isn't she? The boring ones. Cool. Blimey. Star Wars is for 8-year-olds. Right? I know. I am the person prepared to say the unsayable, right? Yeah? I'm prepared to say the thing no one. I'm that edgy. I'm so edgy, right? I'm the edgiest. No one can hold me back from telling the truth the way it is, truth to power. Star Wars is shit. There you go. Yeah. You didn't ever imagine you'd hear anyone say that, did you, in this country? Right. Sandra Bullock, Natalie Portman, Leonardo DiCaprio. He's got a really small face, isn't he? Michael Fassbender. He's German and he's Irish. Suspicious. Kim Cattrall, of course. Yeah. Sex and the City. Samantha. She was Samantha, wasn't she? She was basically prepared to do absolutely anything. Anyway, Prince Philip, who also is prepared to do absolutely anything, apparently. Bill Clinton and Renee Zellweger. Other than English, they speak German. Ja, das ist richtig. Ja. Prinz Philipp, es spricht aus Deutsch. Und Renee Zellweger, guten Abend. Meine Liebling, Fräulein Zellweger, wie geht's dieses Abend? Du bist Bridget Jones, ja? Sehr gut. There you go. Right. Question 3. Which disease was finally eradicated in 1980? Smallpox. 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 Much to the dissatisfaction of people who aren't into vaccines. They must be really annoyed about that. They wouldn't mind a bit of smallpox rampaging around, would they? So they could feel good about themselves. In terms of numbers of students, it's the Open University. It's the largest university in terms of student numbers in the country, with 168,000 students sat at home doing their course online, smugly flicking V's at all the people who relocated to a city they didn't really like for 3 years alienation. Okay, question 5. If you flew due east, right? Due east is 90 degrees from magnetic north. If you flew, and we're talking we're going magnetic, we're not going natural, all right? Magnetic north. Magnetic north, 90 degrees. It's the Netherlands, my friends. The Netherlands. That's right. It'd end up over the Netherlands. Over Rotterdam, having a really great time in your aeroplane. Okay. Which famous scientist? It was Galileo? Galilei. Right? If anyone put Galileo Galileus, you're wrong. Galileo Galilei, you got that wrong. Galileo Galilei. I expect Peter. I know Peter's watching. I expect Peter got that right. Peter likes to get that kind of thing right. Because Peter likes a bit of stargazing, don't you, Pete? Pete's one of the regulars in my gaff. He's a tall man, hollow legs, can drink all night. And then goes off and looks at the moon in the evening. That's his hobby. Right. What name is... Question 7, it's Richmond, isn't it? Richmond, Virginia? London Borough of Richmond. And William Hague, MP for Richmond, who turned out to be pretty useless. Okay. Right. I hope you're sitting down. Of all the countries that played Test cricket, the one that won its first Test match, the only one that won its first Test match, Australia. That's right. I expect a Black & Decker was involved somewhere along the way. Some sort of sanding device. Cheating bastards. Right. Number 9, the boundary between Suffolk and Cambridgeshire passes through Newmarket Racecourse. That's right. That's right, how exciting. Right, luckily not Kent, or they'd have to have a passport, wouldn't they, to go around the course. And Kerrs, Pink, Rasset, Burbank, Arran Pilot, Pentland, Crown and Desiree are all types of which food stuff? Potatoes. Well done. They're all potatoes. Congratulations, everyone, on how you did. 10 out of 10? Did you get 10 out of 10? The team here did, but that's because they've had the answers in their inbox for 12 days. They all said, oh, I won't look at them, but they all did, right? All topping up on general knowledge. Okay, so have we got any feedback via the idiot scope? We have. Fantastic. This is my glamorous assistant, James, who's handing me these at a distance, sterilised. Okay, there's a team called Norfolk in Chance, which I believe is a pun, rotating around the idea of them having no fucking chance. Right, but I don't want to tread too heavily on the pronunciation. And Quarantina Turner. That is, I think... We may have a winner. Quarantina Turner having gin. Samantha Moore says Quarantina Turner have gin and loving the quiz. Quarantina Turner, we like that. Now, where are we up to on the fundraising? Where are we up to on the GoFundMe.com/Al Murray's big bloody quiz? Bloody big quiz. Bloody big quiz. Is that way round? 5494. We're on 5494. Who put £4 in? Who the fuck are you putting £4 in? You're not going to save anyone's life with £4, are you? God damn. Well, actually, there probably is. Someone's going to write in now and go, actually, you could, because you could buy them a Big Mac and they'd be starving. Anyway, not the point. Let's move on to our second round. Oh, yes, this is taking longer than we thought, but who cares? Because we're all having fun, aren't we? We're all having fun, enforced fun on a Tuesday night. It's a pandemic. There's nothing else to do. Let's face it. Imagine if this was the only broadcast the country was watching right now. Wouldn't that be fantastic? Okay, our next round, round 2, pub names. Pub names. These are all taken from a list of the 20 most popular pub names in the land. Some are straightforward, some are slightly more cryptical. Oh, cryptical questions. Right, for example, if the question was Charles I lost his, the answer would be the King's Head, but we're not going to ask that one. Yeah, so don't write that down. But Peter, don't write that one down. Okay. Here we go. Question 1. Named either after 6 kings or a patron saint. Yeah. Cryptical. Well, not particularly. Just got to know the six kings. Anyway, question 2. Charles II hid here. Charles II hid here. Though you can argue whether he was Charles II at the time. You could dispute that from a constitutional point of view. Because after all, we're talking about a period of great constitutional upheaval when basically the England and, its assorted satellites were trying to reboot their relationship with Europe via the means of some sort of fundamental... Anyway, let's not get into that. Okay, question 3. Lloyd's Bank. I want a pub name to go with Lloyd's Bank, please. Should get that. Question 4. The last of England's Ashes winning 2005. Oh, God, that was beautiful, Freddie. Right. The last of England's Ashes winning 2005 cricket team to retire. Who was the last to hang up his pads? He was a batsman. The last to hang up his pads, who was it? That's the pub name. Question 5. Earl of Chester, Duke of Cornwall, Duke of Rothesay, Earl of Carrick, Baron of Renfrew, and the Lord of Isles. What pub name do you get from those? What pub name from the Earl of Chester, the Duke of Cornwall, the Duke of Rothesay, the Earl of Carrick, Baron of Renfrew, and Lord of the Isles? Okay, question 6. Those on the Thames with one notch on their beak are owned by the Worshipful Company of Dyers. Those with 2 notches on the beak are owned by the Worshipful Company of Vintners. And those owned by the Crown have no notches at all. What pub name do we get from that one? Come on, you should be getting that. That's not hard. Question 7. Known as the Big Dipper in the US, these are the 7 largest stars of the constellation Ursa Major, Big Bear. Ursa Major, the 7 largest stars of the constellation. What are they? What are they known as? That's your pub name. Pegasus, without the wings, or a unicorn without the horn. And a unicorn without the horn is no use to anybody, is it? I mean, to not have the horn, if you're a unicorn, would be... it's tragic for anybody to be without the horn, generally. But for a unicorn to lack the horn, sadly, would be a tragic thing. Because that's their feature, isn't it? The horn. Right, okay. Question 9. Anne Boleyn lost hers with a sword. Yeah. Pub name from that one. And question 10. The St Edward's is only worn once during the sovereign's coronation. What pub name do you get from that? And we'll just rattle through those again, because I understand that some people, Norfolk and Chance, aren't listening, probably, right? Because they're still laughing at their brilliant name, I imagine. Okay, the pub names, here we go. Named either after 6 kings or a patron saint, that's question 1. Question 2, Charles II hid here. 3, Lloyd's Bank. Lloyd's Bank, who I had to migrate away from at one point. They bounced a really big check. Question 4. Not going to get into that. Question 4. The last of England's Ashes-winning 2005 cricket team to retire. What pub name do you get from that? Earl of Chester, Duke of Cornwall, Duke of Rothesay, Earl of Carrick, Baron of Renfrew, and Lord of the Isles. Pub name. What pub name does that suggest? On the Thames, a notch on the beak, Worshipful Company of Dyers, 2 notches to the beak, Worshipful Company of Vintners, those owned by the Crown, no notches at all. What pub's that? The Big Dipper, known as the Big Dipper in the US. Ursa Major, 7 largest stars. What pub name do you get from that? Pegasus, without the wings, or a unicorn. A tragically unfrisky unicorn with no horn. What's that? Anne Boleyn lost hers with a sword. And the St Edward's is only worn once during the sovereign's coronation. Okay, so that's that round. Oh, and immediately I have some... here we go. Here we go. £366 will hit our next milestone of £6,000. Now, whoever put the £4 in, if you put another £6 in, or to be honest, any multiple that has a 6 on the end, we can turn this into a round number. Oh, it's probably it's the gift aid. It's the gift aid. It's the gift aid. But still, we want a round number. We don't want like a gift aid number with 70p on the end. We want the full fat, like £6,000 as soon as possible. £366. I mean, you know, what can you buy for £366? Well, actually, to be honest, I bought a replica rocket launcher today for 450 quid. So, who knows? Right, okay. Round 3. Here we go. And this is a subject, of course, that's been on everyone's mind during the pandemic. It's the subject of World War II. Which, as we all know, we won on our own. No help from no one else. And, you know, our grandparents, amazing people. You think about your uncle in the azure blue over Kent, shooting down the Luftwaffe, and then you think about your grandpa in that foxhole in Anzio fixing bayonets and chasing the Germans out, and you think of your nan doing all those despicable things with American airmen, and what a generation they were. Truly special. Okay, so questions about this. Oh, I haven't done the answers, have I? I haven't done the answers to round 2. I had you on tenterhooks then, didn't I? Right, question 1. 6 kings patron saint, the George. The George. Right? See how it works? Okay. Charles II hid here, the Royal Oak. Yeah. He hid in an oak tree, didn't he? Yeah. From Cromwell's angry men. Right. The Roundheads. Right. Lloyd's Bank. It's the Black Horse. The last of England's Ashes-winning 2005 cricket team to retire, the Bell. That's right, Ian Bell. Legend. Earl of Chester, Duke of Cornwall, beautiful batsman. Earl of Chester, Duke of Cornwall, Duke of Rothesay, Earl of Carrick, Baron of Renfrew, Lord of the Isles, the Prince of Wales. Prince of Wales. Pub names, you see, that's what we're after. Swan, the Swan. I'm not going to read the old notches and a beat rigmarole out again. Of course, that's what you can't eat a swan. It's treason because they belong to the Queen. The ones without the notches. No matter what you want for your Christmas lunch. That's if Christmas isn't cancelled, of course. Yeah, thanks, Boris. The Big Dipper. The 7 largest stars of the constellation Ursa Major are the Plough. I expect Peter got that one. Pegasus, without the wings or a unicorn. Sandshorn, the White Horse. Anne Boleyn lost hers with a sword, the Queen's Head. And the St Edward's is only worn once during the Sovereign's coronation, the Crown. The Crown, which I'm sure you've all watched The Crown on Netflix, in which the royal family are disturbingly attractive for a change. I mean, they cast up, didn't they? They cast up. They cast well up. Let's be honest. I mean, even the Prince Charles in that might get laid, right? And not have to fall back on being a Prince of the Realm to do it either. I mean, honestly, they cast well up in that. I mean, the Princess Anne in that, oh, crikey. I mean, anyway, do we still have, is that treason? Is it treason? You know, it is, isn't it? Okay, here we go. World War II questions now. This is round 3. We hope you did well. We hope you did well in that last round. Remember, 0 to 10, bloody awful. 10 to 20, bloody average. 20 to 30, bloody good. 30 to 40, bloody brilliant. Can we order some pizza, by the way? Are we on that? Can we order some pizza? It's on its way. Fantastic. You lucky people, you're going to get to watch me eat. Right. Question 1. Did Hitler and Stalin... Yeah. Hitler and Stalin. Did they ever meet face to face? Churchill famously was going to have tea with Hitler and then decided not to go. That's a history fact. Yeah. And he got run over. Churchill also got run over in New York in like 1936. That's also a history fact. He was all right, though. Right. Did Hitler and Stalin ever meet face to face? Question 2. Who, after the war, was given the chance to be the Duke of London? And said no. I mean, you'd say yes, wouldn't you? Do you want to be the Duke of London? Yeah, absolutely. Bring it on. I'm a Duke of London, baby. Who was that? Who, after the war, was given the chance to be the Duke of London and said no. No, thank you. Question 3. Who played the answer to question 2 in the film Darkest Hour with the implausible tube train scene? He never went down a tube, don't be daft. Who do you think you're kidding, Gary Oldman? What operational code name was given to the German invasion of the Soviet Union? It's a shame they both couldn't lose. What operational code name was given to the German invasion of the Soviet Union launched in June 1941? You know, I know that there's 1 or 2 of my regulars who know all the answers to this round. They're going to get a clean 10 out of 10. On December the 8th, 1941. Now, this is good. This is good because this is a question that involves a woman called Jeanette that isn't a question about the crankies. Right? On December the 8th, 1941, a US Congresswoman named Jeanette Rankin, nearly cranky, it's nearly cranky, isn't it? Jeanette Rankin is nearly Jeanette Cranky, but it isn't. This isn't a question about the crankies. You can't have a question about the crankies and the Second World War. Tell you what, if someone can think of a question about the crankies of the Second World War, send it in and we'll ask it at the end as question 41. We'll do it. A US Congresswoman named Jeanette Rankin was the only person in either the Senate or the House of Representatives to vote against what? On the 8th of December, 1941. Voted against what? Jeanette Rankin. June the 6th, okay, question 6. June the 6th, 1944 was, as everyone knows, D-Day. The D stands for day, so it's Day. Which European capital city had been liberated by Allied forces the previous day, June the 5th. You know, to be honest, if you don't know this, you should be ashamed of yourself and have to hand in your passport. It's simple. And you're not going to get one of the new blue ones. If you don't know that, if you don't get 10 out of 10 in this round, we're going to send the information to the passport office. You're not going to get a new blue passport. They were black though, weren't they? Right. Question 7. The 1977 film, A Bridge Too Far, was about the attempt in 1944 by British forces to secure a strategically vital bridge in which Dutch city? Though, of course, the blame lies generally with General Gavin for not taking the bridge in Nijmegen, if we're honest with ourselves. But, A Bridge Too Far, which city? British forces, Sean Connery, in and loft. Question 8. Field Marshal Montgomery, 1st Viscount Montgomery of Alamein, nicknamed Monty. What was his real name? First name. Real first name. Wasn't Full. Wasn't called Full. Don't be silly. Middle name, Law. Yeah. Question 9. El Alamein, which hosted 2 major battles of the Second World War, was a railway halt in which Middle Eastern country? And question 10. This is a good one. This is a good one because this encapsulates 2 beautiful moments. The cruiser USS Phoenix sustained no casualties at all at Pearl Harbor, escaping intact from the Japanese attack. It was considered by many to be the luckiest ship in the US Navy. Under what name did it sail in 1982? And I'm getting a shake of the head from some of the younger people involved on this quiz who probably don't, even when I read it out, they won't know what I'm talking about. It's basically I have a cut-off. Anyone born after 1982, I can't trust. It's as simple as that. Right, here's some more. Before we do the answers, with some more information. Okay. £62 to our target. Yeah, come on. Who is it that's doing these £2 increments? Have a word with yourself. Broseley Town Council got 6 out of 10 in the first 2 rounds. So, you're on track. You're on track for doing pretty well then, Broseley. Where's Broseley? Can we Google Broseley? Is there a Broseley? They made that up, haven't they? There is a town called Broseley. It's the idea that Shropshire. Oh, beautiful. It's the idea that all the people in charge of Shropshire have downed tools from the important COVID-19 work in order to do a quiz online. God bless you. I mean, no, they're just prioritising. It's as simple as that. Helping DKMS to defeat blood cancer. God bless you. And thank you for doing that, even if it means the bins don't get done this week in Broseley. God bless each and every one of you. Okay. The Clown Council. There's a group called the Clown Council. Got 8.5 out of 10. And what the half? 8.5 out of 10 in the lot. Are we awarding halves? No. This is a full pint quiz. There are no halves. Right. So we're going to round up or down. Conflict of opinion from the floor. We're going to round up. Because, we're feeling generous. The way that we want you to round up that £4, right? That gets us up, square numbers. Wizard Horse got 6 out of 10. Zone says, to be honest, Al, how many pub names would you have got? Me, out of those, 10 out of 10, my friend. 10 out of 10, because I had the clipboard in front of me with the answers on it. Back off. Right, I'll tell you what, I just need to, 1 second. Can we just get a refill? Can we do that? I'm just going to step out. There we go, they're just going to sort me out a refill. Oh, by the way, that hand gel, don't put it on your balls. That's all. That's all I'm saying. Just don't. It may feel refreshing to start with, a refreshing tingle to start with, but seriously, don't put it on your nuts. Right, okay. So, oh, look at that. Look at this. Perfectly poured. Look at that. This is what happens when you get trainees from Landlord Academy, right? They've been at pub tech their entire lives, their entire training as a publican, but they've never been out on the coalface of the pub. Thanks a lot, Boris, for shutting the pubs down and then reopening them and then half closing them again and then forcing everyone outside and not being sure how many people are allowed in the pub in the northeast. Crikey. Okay, so our World War II round. Here are answers. Here come your answers, boys and girls, ladies and gents. Did Hitler and Stalin ever meet face to face? What do we reckon? What do we reckon? No, they did not. No, they did not. Who, after the war, was given the chance to be the Duke of London, but said no? Churchill, Winston Churchill. Of course, you could have reverse engineered that from the next one. Who played the answer to question 2 in the film Darkest Hour? Because after all, it wasn't Lord Halifax. I can't remember who played Lord Halifax in that movie. It's Gary Oldman. Gary Oldman played Winston Churchill. This is Winston Churchill who said no to Duke of London, and Gary Oldman played Winston Churchill in Darkest Hour. Gary Oldman in a fat suit. Quite brilliant.
Yeah, I never surrender.
I'll do it. Well, if it comes up again, I'll play Churchill.
We shall fight them on the beaches. We shall fight them on the landing stages.
Etc. Question 4. Oh, I'm being written something. £6,000. We've made it to £6,000. Whoever put that £4 in and tipped us over, God bless you. We're heading for 7, so we're going for £7,000, right? So you've got the answers to this round, the questions, the next set of answers, me eating a pizza, right? To get us to £7,000. And £7,000 is how many tests? Because the tests are about £40 each, right? Oh, I've landed him in it now. He's got to get his calculator out. Gift aid. It's gift aid. Don't forget the gift aid.
175.
£7,000 is 175 tests, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, 170 lives potentially saved. Okay, where were we? Oh, what operational code name was given to the German invasion of the Soviet Union launched in June 1941? Operation Barbarossa. Absolutely, well, the Germans, of course, fell for their own hype about Blitzkrieg and came undone. 5th of December. Oh, right. Question 5. On December the 8th, 1941, Jeanette Cranky, US Congresswoman Jeanette Rankin, was the only person in either state or Senate or the House of Representatives. She voted against declaring war on Japan because she was a pacifist and didn't want to have anything to do with it. How about that? Fascinating. Yeah, we actually learned something in this quiz tonight. June 644, D-Day. June the 5th. What happened on June the 5th? Rome was liberated. That's right. Mark Clark sent his lads into Rome, and it kind of got bumped off the front pages. Eh? No one's that interested in Italy. That's the moral of the story there. Bridge Too Far is about Arnhem, the Dutch city of Arnhem. Do you really think all my problems can be solved by a cup of tea? Okay. Monty, he was called Bernard. Field Marshal Montgomery was called Bernard. El Alamein is in Egypt. Egypt, ladies and gentlemen. And the USS Phoenix, which wasn't damaged or sustained it, I think it was escaped intact, no casualties, sailed under the name the General Belgrano in 1982. And, of course, went to the bottom. Yeah, gotcha. And all that. Right, there we go. So, how did we all do in that round? Yeah? I think we all did pretty well. My team of... if you could picture the scene. You know when you watch, like, the BBC News, there's all those people behind the newsreader at their desks, right? Picture that, right? But then subtract 9/10 of it, right? And basically, it's 3 people, each with their own laptop. One of whom I think is playing solitaire at the back there. and one's got their eye on a GoFundMe, and one's got their eye on a comments. Oh, we've got some more comments. Here we go. Sally Spark says, "Is there a prize for the least correct answers?" Well, I mean, we could come up with that. Norfolk in Chance. Gosh, it's a minefield, that pub name. Hilarious pub name. Norfolk quiz team name. Norfolk in Chance. Too pissed to get 10, but managed 8 pubs. Oh, I think so. Come on. That is the wattage we're on tonight. Sean Temple says, "I never want anyone else to do a pub quiz." Well, thank you, Sean. Me either, darling. Just a shame you're online. And anyway, and then RM and Military History says, "Me and Mrs. 10 out of 20. Hope we got full house on a World War II round, or we'll delete my account." I expect you're gonna have to. Right, no one got Jeanette Cranky. Right, okay, so. Well, they probably worked that one out by a process of elimination, which is what the government's using to solve out the COVID-19 crisis, of course. Right, here we go. Yeah. Right, round 4, general knowledge. This is our last round. I want to thank you for tuning in on the YouTube, on the GoFundMe, on Facebook, for joining us tonight to help DKMS, to do what we can to try and help people with blood cancer. Please, if you can, register for stem cell donation or put £4 in to round us up on a periodic £4 basis. £4. Right, okay, so, and you've been all amazing for logging in and watching and all that sort of thing. And here we are, we're just, you know, basically we're in I think it's a music studio, but it might not be, right? It might just be that, you know, they've stored some amps here because all the musicians are out of work. Oh, God. Right, okay. Even Queen aren't playing. Yeah, it's that bad. Okay, general knowledge. Round 4, general knowledge, round 2. Here we go. Question 1. What is the name of the family with whom Paddington Bear lives? Coming over here eating our marmalade sandwiches. What is the name of the family with whom Paddington Bear lives? Anyone know the address? 32 Windsor Gardens. Panton. What's the name of the family with whom Paddington Bear lives? It's Jonathan and Judy and Mr. and Mrs. Brown and the old... Oh, whoops. Question 2. In which European city would you find the Trevi Fountain? Named after an Italian bloke called Trevor. In which European city would you find the Trevi Fountain? Question 3. Oh, God, remember these. Who designed Madonna's pointed metallic underwear? Ooh, crikey. She's probably put it in a drawer somewhere and forgot all about it, and then every now and again she opens the drawer and stubs herself on them. They'd have your eye out, wouldn't they? That was probably the idea, wasn't it? Question 4. On the sauce bottle, what do the letters HP stand for? HP. There may be a clue in the illustration. Some of you rushing now to your pantry, to your cupboard, to that tray with all the sauce on. HP. Question 5. What connects Leonardo da Vinci, Charles de Gaulle, Ronald Reagan, Marco Polo and John Lennon? It's not that they can speak German. What connects Leonardo da Vinci, Charles de Gaulle, Ronald Reagan, Marco Polo and John Lennon? Question 6. Spiller's 2000 hit Groove Jet, Back to Love. Who sang lead vocals on that? 20 years ago. She hasn't aged a minute, though. 7. Why? And this is kind of like a philosophical one, this one, right? And if there's any like hardcore science people or geography people out there, you're going to argue yourselves senseless over this one. Why can magnetic north never be found on a map? Oh, yeah. Deep. Why can magnetic north never be found on a map, man? Oh, I got a map out and magnetic north wasn't on it. Oh man, why? Question 8. What brand of beer does Homer Simpson usually drink? What brand of beer? Oh, the pizzas have arrived. What brand of beer does Homer Simpson usually drink? Question 9. Emperor Ming the Merciless is the archenemy of which early superhero? Max von Sydow, who died recently, memorably played him in a 1980 film. And question 10. He had to cover his head with a toupee. But what else in particular did Sean Connery have to keep covered while filming James Bond? That's a good question. That's a very good question. Right. Okay. The pizza's here. Yeah, right. Thank you very much. Oh, look at this happy face pizza it's called. I'll just have a slice and then we'll do the answers. Warning, this might be disgusting. We've got a piece of paper. Yeah. Francis Herbert says, my cousin had a blood stem cell transplant 2 years ago. Brilliant fundraising idea. Couldn't agree more. Fantastic. It's great to hear about that, Francis, because that's what we're all about. Blood stem cell donation. Register, do the swabs, get your info in. Yeah, you might save someone's life. Dave, like Francis' cousin, Dave Grimshaw, Beards Are Us are scoring consistently low each round. Oh, Dave, come on, get your finger out. Paul Sanderson Reed says, waiting for my stem cell transplant date. DKMS do a great job. Please give them my thanks. Yes, a big thanks to DKMS. All the team here, thank you to them. Thank you to the charity. Thanks to everyone that's donated, registered or coughed up. Except for the person who put £4 in. Okay. Candy Phillips, can you come back next week out for another round? Well, I don't know, Candy. I'm watching it for me, so... Oh, let's have a look. Got some more. Can we... Oh, yeah. Before I do the answers to this last round, a huge thank you to Marcus Berkman with a K. 2 Ks. Well, no, yeah, K. To Marcus Berkman for questions. If you enjoyed, can you follow Quiz Night at the COVID Arms for quizzes every Monday? Marcus Berkman set the quiz. Right, so if it's too hard, it's his fault. If it's too easy, right, well, that's because, he basically thought you were all going to be thick. Right. It's very hard to judge, isn't it? Actually, know where the line sits, but judging by some of the comments we've had, he may have overcooked it a bit. Right, okay. You want your answers? Of course you do. Here we go. Oh, bang on the hour. Fantastic. Right. Paddington Bear from Peru. Yep. Stowaway, though. Hey, wait till Pretty Patel finds out about him. He lives with the Browns. He lives... Can I get... Look, these people. You're just not paying attention, are they? Right, that one's empty, but this one's still got some beer in it. Double parked. Okay, so it's the Browns Paddington lives with at 32 Windsor Gardens. In which European city would you find it? Thank you very much. Look at this. Look at this. Hey, it's a problem with your London media types. Yeah, it's a bottled beer. They don't know what to do with a pint glass. Right. Okay, it's the Trevi Fountain. That's in Rome. In Rome. Rome. Madonna's pointed metallic underwear. Ooh, I mean, in the end, you'd look at that and you'd think, no. John Paul Gaultier. John Paul Gaultier. You know, he used to talk like this. Look, I am a Frenchman. You know, in case we forgot. The Houses of Parliament is what HP stands for on a sauce bottle. HP, Houses of Parliament. Leonardo da Vinci. Charles de Gaulle. Ronald Reagan. Marco Polo. And John Lennon. What connects them? It's not that they've all got big noses. It's they had airports named after them. So Da Vinci, that's Rome. Charles de Gaulle, that's Paris. Reagan is Washington, D.C. Marco Polo is Venice. And John Lennon is Liverpool. Okay. Spiller's hit, Groove Jet. That was Sophie Ellis-Bextor. Magnetic North. Why? Why can Magnetic North never be found on a map? Deep. It's because it's not a fixed point. It's constantly moving because it's, it's to do with the Earth's core or something like that. I don't know. You don't need to know that, do you? Got sat nav. Homer Simpson drinks Duff beer. Ming the Merciless, his arch enemy, Flash Gordon. And Sean Connery had to keep his tattoos covered when playing 007. That's right. Yeah, his tattoos. Okay, so I'm going to eat another pizza while we accumulate scores and update you accordingly, right? And this is what they call in the profession dead air. Right. Well, you look at the back of my head while I select a slice of pizza. Right. Oh, Mark Thorndike asks, is there any pineapple on the pizza? No! Back off. Fruit and meat do not belong together under any circumstances. Even gammon and pineapple is out of order. So no. I hope you're happy with that answer, Mark. Yeah, you can't have pineapple on pizza. It's wrong. It's against God and nature. Right. We got any more? We got any more feedback from the punters?
We're up to 6527.
Oh look, I've got pizza on my shirt. That proves this is live. Yeah. Like Neil Armstrong muffing his lines. We'd do it again if it wasn't live. Right, okay. So where are we up to money-wise?
6527.
£6,527. Who is this? Who is it? Let's put a round number in, you bastards. Norfolk in Clue. Norfolk in... Oh, Christ. No fucking clue, right? They're not doing very well, but they're having a laugh. And that's what we're here for, basically. Right, so... let me just summarise, because we're reaching the end of our time together. It's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun. And what's been really fantastic for the charity, for all of us involved in this little project, is that people have actually come online, you've joined in, you've answered the questions, and we hope you've diverted you for at least an hour on a Tuesday night where there wasn't much else going on, to be honest. Right? I'm sorry to break the bad news that Australia were the only test team ever to win their first test. It feels like a thing to carry around with you for the rest of your life, that knowledge, doesn't it? Anyway, here we are. We've done our bit for DKMS. Go online, dkms.org.uk, register, get the swabs, get your data onto the database so that you can help people with blood cancer, or donate, or do both. In fact, best of both worlds, do both, right? Pay for your test as well. You don't have to, but it would be great if you did. Simple as that. Thank you so much for watching. If you got 0 to 10 out of 40, you are bloody awful. Yeah? I don't see any point in gilding the lily here. You're thick and slow. You need to work on it. You need to improve, right? If you got 10 to 20, you're bloody average. If you got 20 to 30, you're bloody good. And if you got 30 to 40, you are bloody brilliant. You know who you are. Truth is, all of you are bloody brilliant for watching tonight. I hope to see you all again soon. Thanks very much for joining in with our big bloody quiz tonight for dkms.org.uk. Have a great evening. I'm going to finish this pizza and polish off that pint and a half over there. Good night. Cheers.